Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 43. We got a lot to do today. I'm going to jump right in. So, today we're going to talk about why people aren't buying from you and 3 changes you can make right now to change that. Like, you would rather have people buying from you than not buying from you. The main reason that people hire me as a business coach is because their business isn't making the money they want, period. They come to me in lots of different costumes of that, but ultimately, it's about making money as a business owner. And as a coach, I know this struggle well. I actually sell a service as a coach, but I also have a product-based business I've had for a long time. I've sold products, I've done both. I understand the struggle to make money. I have been a business owner since 2016. So I've lived this. And here's how this sounds. A new client actually captured this perfectly recently, and I wrote it down. I actually transcribed it for myself. She said, Sarah, I know what I have is worthwhile, but the people are not coming. People tell me I have a great idea when I talk to them about it. People tell me they need what I'm doing, and they tell me that I'm amazing, and no one pays me. She also said, people are happy to take what I create for free and use it, but no one is actually buying. Sound familiar? It's something I've heard from quite a few people. It's something I have thought myself. So today we're going to tackle this. What I've learned as a coach is that when people aren't buying, there are only really a handful of reasons, and they're pretty easy to address in most cases. I'm going to lay out the 3 most common reasons I see with my clients that people aren't buying from them. And then we're going to talk about the change you can make right now for each one. These 3 things are 100% things I have navigated myself as a business owner. They are 100% things that my clients are working through right now with me one-on-one. And they're simple to fix, but they're not necessarily easy, because there's a difference between simple and easy. This is why coaching makes such a difference, because the other thing that happens with these particular 3 problems is it's fairly easy to make yourself more problems as you address them. And my job as a coach in one-on-one with my clients is to say, I've already done this. I see the mistake you're getting ready to make, the problem you're getting ready to create. Let's not do it like that. I've already seen it for myself. I've seen it time and time again in other businesses. Let me help you solve this problem without creating more problems. And let's just get to the part where we make money. We make the path shorter and smoother. So the first reason, let's get into it. The first reason people are not buying from you right now is because they cannot buy confidently what you are not selling confidently. If you're not sure, they can't be sure. So let that settle for a second. You have to be 100% sold on what you're selling them. That's how this works. Think about it this way. This is the story I came up with, and I was like, oh, this is smart. My husband gets lost in a paper bag. He is terrible with directions, terrible. Thank you, God, for Google Maps, because honestly, when we first moved to the area we live in now 11 years ago, that was not something everybody had in their pocket. And sometimes it took him a half hour to get home from work. Sometimes it took him an hour and a half. And so early in our marriage, I have a really good sense of direction. And early in our marriage, when he'd be driving and I would be navigating, he would say, what do I do next? And I say, I think we go this way. And he would freak out, because my uncertainty, my literal words, I think, made him 100 times more uncertain. My uncertainty made his uncertainty 100% worse. And so what I learned over the years was this. He'll say to me, what do I do next? I'll say, turn left here, with certainty, absolutely, this is what we do next, even if I'm not sure. And I am not lying to him. Somebody one day was like, oh, you're just lying to him. And I was like, no, I'm not lying to him, because I am certain about this. I will find the way to get there. I know I'm going to figure out how to get there. It might be a couple of wrong turns. He's never going to know the difference. He doesn't need to know every turn we make and that I question to turn one way or the other. He just needs to know we're going to get there, period. He needs my certainty to feed his certainty. This is the same in coaching and selling. When you tell yourself that you can't be sure that each individual person is going to get exactly what they need from what you're selling, what you're what they're buying from you, if you're tutoring, if you're coaching, if you're selling a tool, if you're selling clothes, jewelry, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is the case. So if you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it for that person, have this person get exactly that result, and you're using your uncertainty that way, it's carrying out into the world. You can't sell what you aren't sure about. So the first change you can make right here, right now is crazy simple. And it is knowing the same truth that I know when I give my husband directions. Here it is. Ready? You may not know the exact right way to help, to share, to serve right out of the gate, but you surely are going to figure it out. Think about it in a teaching context. You've had a student in front of you where you thought to yourself, like, holy cow, what am I going to do with this? Like, this is not the problem I expected. This problem is new to me. I don't know how to help them. I'm not sure how we overcome this. What do I do? And then your teacher brain turned on and you went like, I'm going to figure this out. Let me go ask some questions. Let me go get some resources. Let me go do some research. We're going to find our way through this. And you did. This is the same in your business. Focus on the certainty that you know you can figure it out no matter what, rather than individual situations, whether the turn you're taking is right, if the directions are perfect, all of that. Just focus on, I may not know exactly how it's going to work, but I know it's going to figure, I know I'm going to figure it out and it's going to be amazing, period. Let that be your certainty. You can root your certainty in your ability to problem solve and your ability to think and your experience and your ability to research, all of that, all the things you're really good at, rather than in their individual situation. Root your certainty. You have to sell from there. This has to be something you believe you can do for them before they believe you can do it for them. That's got to come first. Okay. The second reason people aren't buying for you is they are not clear on the end result for them. If they can't see the vision of what they gain from paying you money, they're not going to pay you money. That's it. Here's the thing. Here's where this goes wrong. We all live in our own heads. And as the person doing the selling, you live in your own brain. You think, well, but they get X, they get this resource, they get this tool, they know how to do this skill. If they have clear marketing copy, if the kid knows how to solve equations, if you have clothes to wear that you like, whatever. That's what you're telling them they're going to get. But that is not the end result. Okay? It's not. The end result is what changes in their lives because they have whatever you give, teach, do. For example, people come to me as a business coach with panic and overwhelm. They come to me with, there isn't enough time in the day to do the 600 things on their list. I teach them to focus, to prioritize, to let go, but that is not the end result. That's not what I'm selling them. The end result for them is that they have more time to spend with their families. They get to go on vacation that's not dictated by the school calendar and that's not overrun by guilt. They're not working at night on their vacation. I have a client a couple of weeks ago that got married. She got to get married free and clear of all her work. She got to turn off her business, get married, enjoy all of that, and turn it back on when she got back. And she's never had more work. She's never had more money in her business, but she now gets to turn it on and off as she wants. My people, the end result is getting to sleep at a normal hour, not waking up 16 times thinking about all their to-dos. My people get to have the truly flexible schedule they've always wanted. Like they get to go out and have lunch with their friends if they want, lunch when they want, start when they want, work when they want. And then they also get to work less hours and make more money. Less time at their desk, more money in their bank. That is an end result. Me teaching them to prioritize is not an end result. The end result is what they get when everything is prioritized. So the action to take for you today is to make what I think of as a pain gain chart. This is a 2-column chart It's actually something I taught in my Facebook group, Teachers in Business, last week, and it's a chart I shared. So if you want to see what the actual chart looks like and you want the details of how to make it, go into my Facebook group, into Teachers in Business, join if you need to, and find it. It's from like September 22, 23, something like that. It's a 2-column chart. And in one column on the left-hand side, you write on the top pains. So for me, and then you put the pain in the chart. For me, for my clients, it would be overwhelm. It would be no time. It would be working 80 hours a week and getting nowhere. Okay. And on the other side, in the other column, you write gain. At no point are you writing down a skill, a tool, a thing you do. This chart is not about you. In the gain chart, you write down what they gain from working with you, the result. So as the result of working with me, they get control over their time. They get a to-do list they can actually accomplish and feel proud of at the end of the day, having accomplished. They get more money in the bank, spending less hours at their desk. That's it. Here's the thing about this chart. Keep it crazy simple, as few words as possible. When you find yourself writing 3 sentences about either a pain or a gain, stop, start over, simplify, simplify, simplify. And if you want more details about this chart, go into my Facebook group. It's there. Here's the third thing. The third reason people are not buying from you is that they think the reason they are saying no is a fact rather than an opinion, when in reality, the story they're telling themselves today, it's just a story and it can change. Hold on. I know you're like, what did she just say? The reason people are not buying is they think the reason they're saying no is a fact rather than just an opinion. Let me give you an example. The main reason people say no to coaching is money. They say, I don't have the money now. I don't have the money yet. I can't afford it. I had somebody in my Facebook Messenger over the weekend yell at me and say, how dare I sell to teachers because they're the least paid people and no one can afford what I do. I have clients, so that's not true. But the reason they are saying no is the same freaking reason they should say yes. It's not that they don't have the money. Honestly, I'm a believer that it's never actually money. That's the objection. Like, it's not that they don't have the money. It's that they're choosing not to look at their options for money. They're choosing not to think that they have options for money. They're choosing not to use their credit card, or they're choosing to spend on something else. What they're saying is, no, I'm not going to prioritize this. Not, no, I don't have the money. It's about priorities, not money. My job as a coach is to remind people that saying no to spending money and saying no to investing in themselves is also the reason they're not making money. Not spending money means you don't make progress, which in turn means you don't get out of your own way, which means that the problem you have right now is the same problem you'll have a year from now. It is the reason that the alternative is spend the money now, and a year from now be making way more money than you spent, than you are right now, than all of the things. Like, this is the thing. Like, you have to understand it's the money, it's the investment, it's the time, it's the service you're getting. Like, right now I have 3 clients. We just did end of August numbers a couple of weeks ago. I have 3 clients right now who spent money with me starting at the start of the year. One of them started last year. All of them, 3 of them, have already hit their 2021 goals before the end of third quarter. And their goals were not small. Like, one of them, her goal for the year was $100,000. Another, her goal was $80,000. They're up on my board. That's why I'm looking. And a third, her goal is $400,000. Like, they are making the money. They are making the money sooner than expected because they spent money on coaching. Like, this is the case I have to make to people, that spending the money will make them money. And the longer they wait, the more money they don't make. Like, that's just it. So the action you can take right now is to first think about the common reasons people say no to you and what you do. It might be money, it might be time, it might be their husband says no or their wife. It could be they're not sure they need it. It feels like a want rather than a need, whatever. Make that list. And then think through two things. A, and this is an important one, don't skip this one. Do you believe their reason? Because if you do, then you're not going to be able to overcome it as an objection. So if you believe what you're selling is a want rather than a need, when somebody says that to you, they're not going to end up paying you. If you believe they can't afford it, they're not going to be able to afford it. If you believe they don't have enough time in their day to do what you're asking them to do, they're not going to have time. If you believe their objection, it remains an objection. So think about what you believe first. And then the second part, why is the reason they're saying no the exact reason they should say yes? What do you need to say and share with them that will help them see their current story is just a freaking story and not serving them at all? So if you believed that it's not about affordability, what would you say? If you believed that this thing that they think is a want rather than need really is a need, that it will change their life, what do you say? What do you believe? How do you shift your thinking so that you can enable them to shift theirs? Because you have to shift first. That's the key to this. Whew. All right, that was a very full podcast today. So happy you can listen to it more than once. Remember, it's still here. Remember that if people aren't buying from you, what you had here today are 3 actions you can take right now to help people shift from not buying to buying. And I'm going to give you a bonus action. This bonus action you really should take is to sign up with for a free call with me. If people aren't buying from you, I know why. Come spend an hour for me and let's talk about it. In way less than an hour, we're going to figure out what's going wrong, why people aren't buying, and we'll talk about the next steps you can take to actually make money. You want people to buy from you, whatever it is you do. Let's actually make money doing it. If it turns out that coaching together is the right fit, fabulous, let's do that. And if not, that's okay too. You will walk away knowing for sure what's going wrong, what problem it is that's in your way right now, why they are not buying, and at least the first few steps you can take immediately to shift from not making money to making money. You need this call. That is the action to take. And yes, I get it. Some of us have this thought that the struggle is more uncomfortable. The struggle is more comfortable than the change. We all do this. It is more comfortable to do the thing to keep struggling than it is to take action. This action, this booking a call, is safe, I promise, but it's going to take a little tiny bit of discomfort for you to actually book it. So go do that. Head to my website, torpycoaching.com. Pick a time. Let's talk about your business. Let's make some money, friends, because you deserve it. The people you serve deserve it. That's it. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week in episode 44.